I stared at the email from Dad, his desperation seeping through every carefully worded sentence. Lauren, we need to discuss a potential investment opportunity. Phillips Manufacturing is facing some temporary challenges. Temporary challenges. That's what they'd called my obsession with e-commerce automation 5 years ago. When I'd left their precious family manufacturing business to start AutoCommerce, Mom had actually laughed. That little startup, she'd said over Sunday dinner. Lauren, darling, real business involves real products. Not these internet things you're playing with. My phone buzzed, a text from my younger brother Matt, now Phillips Manufacturing's struggling CFO. Dad's going crazy. Please just take the meeting. We're running out of options. Running out of options. Like when they'd run out of patience with my ideas about modernizing their business. Manufacturing is about machines and materials, Dad had insisted. Not algorithms and apps. Now my algorithms were processing more orders in an hour than their factories handled in a month. Miss Chen. My assistant's voice came through the intercom. Amazon's VP of Operations is here for the partnership discussion. I straightened my blazer, glancing at the Forbes article framed on my wall. AutoCommerce Revolution. How Lauren Chen built a $500 million empire by reinventing retail. Send them in, I replied, sliding Dad's email into my archived folder. Let Phillips Manufacturing wait. They'd made me wait long enough. The Amazon team filed in, their respect evident. So different from the dismissive attitudes I'd faced at family board meetings. Back then I was just Jeffrey Chen's rebellious daughter who didn't understand real business. Lauren, the VP smiled, using my first name naturally. The pilot results are incredible. Your system has increased our fulfillment efficiency by 400%. I pulled up our latest data. AutoCommerce AI didn't just process orders, it predicted them, optimizing inventory and shipping before customers even clicked buy. We want to implement globally, he continued. Every Amazon warehouse worldwide. The deal would be worth more than Phillips Manufacturing's entire market value. My phone buzzed again. Mom, this time, your father's not sleeping. That article made us look foolish. Please just help us. Help us. Like they'd helped me by shooting down every innovation I'd proposed. The family business doesn't need fixing, Dad had declared. It needs preserving. Instead, I'd built something that made their business model obsolete. Miss Chen. My assistant appeared. Your brother's in the lobby. Says it's urgent. Through the security feed I watched Matt pace. His expensive suit couldn't hide the worry lines. Phillips Manufacturing was losing clients to companies using AutoCommerce systems. After the Amazon meeting, I decided. The contract signing took 20 minutes. As the Amazon team left, their VP paused. You know, he said, we tried working with Phillips Manufacturing last year. Their systems were outdated. I let that sink in as Matt entered my office. He stopped short, taking in the view from AutoCommerce Tower, the building that now overshadowed Phillips Manufacturing's factory. The investment proposal, he started, is being considered. I cut him off. Along with several other opportunities. Lauren, please. Dad's legacy. The family name. The family name? I pulled up Phillips Manufacturing's latest earnings report. The name you all thought I was embarrassing with my internet things. We were wrong, he whispered. Obviously we were wrong. My phone lit up with another alert. Walmart wanted a demo. Target had doubled their order. Phillips Manufacturing had lost another major contract. To a client using our system. Remember my last presentation at the factory? I asked, pulling up the old slides. When I showed how e-commerce automation could revolutionize manufacturing? Matt looked away. Dad said you were confused about real business. And Mom? What did she call it? She said. He swallowed hard. She called it a cute hobby. I walked to the window looking down at the city I was transforming. 5 years ago I sat in your boardroom with a vision. Today I'm sitting in mine with a contract to revolutionize Amazon's global operations. Still think it's a cute hobby? The investment would save us, he said quietly. Let us be a family business again. We stopped being family the day you all laughed at my little startup. My assistant appeared with more news. Phillips Manufacturing's stock had dropped another 15%. Their board was calling an emergency meeting. Go home, Matt, I said, turning back to my screens. Go help Dad protect what's left of his legacy. AutoCommerce isn't interested in saving companies that couldn't see the future. As he left, shoulders slumped in defeat, my phone buzzed one last time. That, whatever point you're trying to make, he began, it's time to stop. Come home. Help us fix this. Fix this. I laughed. Like you tried to fix my confusion about real business? Sorry, Dick. I'm too busy running my $500 million internet thing. I hung up as another alert flashed. AutoCommerce had just signed 3 more major retailers. We were now processing more inventory than Phillips Manufacturing had ever produced. Looking at Dad's desperate email, I thought about all the Sunday dinners where they'd dismissed my vision, where they'd laughed at my little startup, and insisted I didn't understand real business. Miss Chin. My assistant's voice carried a note of satisfaction. The Wall Street Journal is here. They want to know how it feels to disrupt the industry your family said you didn't understand. I smiled, thinking of Dad's sleepless nights, of Matt's anxious pacing, of Mom's dismissive laughter turned to desperate pleas. Tell them, I said, that sometimes a little startup is exactly what's needed to show them what real business looks like. The Bloomberg headline hit at 9 a.m. Phillips Manufacturing faces bankruptcy as AutoCommerce dominates market. Their stock plunged 30% before the morning coffee got cold. I watched the chaos unfold from my command center, where walls of screens tracked millions of automated transactions flowing through our AI. Each data point represented another nail in Phillips Manufacturing's coffin. Your father's trying to reach you through every department, my COO reported. He's called marketing, HR, even the maintenance team. And Mom's been emailing our board members, my assistant added. Trying to arrange a family meeting. Family meeting. Their code for damage control when the Chin name needed protecting. Like when I'd announced I was leaving the family business to start a risky internet scheme. My phone buzzed, a text from Matt. Board meeting in an hour. Dad's presenting last-ditch rescue plan. Please, we need you there. Need. Such a different tone from 5 years ago when Dad had stood in my apartment, waving my business plan like it was offensive material. This automation nonsense, he declared, will destroy everything we built. Real manufacturing needs human touch, not computer programs. Now his human touch approach was destroying their century-old company, while my computer programs were revolutionizing global commerce. Miss Chin. My assistant appeared. Alibaba's CEO is on line 1. And, your mother's in the building. The social architect of the family. The one who'd carefully explained at countless charity galas why her daughter was finding herself, instead of joining the family business. Tell Alibaba I'll call back, I decided. Let's end this family drama now. Mom swept in wearing her crisis outfit. The same Chanel suit she'd worn to convince investors to trust Matt as CFO despite his lack of experience. But her perfect makeup couldn't hide her desperation. Lauren, darling, she started, then faltered as she saw the real-time data flowing across my screens. Billions in transactions, all processed by the systems she'd called a hobby. Hello, Mom, I said, not offering a seat. Here to laugh at my little startup? She flinched. We were wrong. We see that now. But surely as family. Family. I pulled up an old video on the main screen. Let's talk about family. It was footage from my last day at Phillips Manufacturing. Mom's voice rang clear. Lauren's taking a break from real business to play with her computer friends. We're sure she'll grow out of it. I was trying to protect our reputation, she whispered. No, I corrected her. You were trying to protect your outdated understanding of business. How's that working out? My phone lit up with breaking news. Phillips Manufacturing had lost their largest distributor. To us. Your brother's drinking again, she tried another angle. The stress of watching everything collapse. Everything you refused to modernize, you mean? Everything I tried to save before you laughed me out of the boardroom. The screens behind me flashed with new metrics. AutoCommerce had just processed its billionth transaction. Our AI was now handling more inventory than all traditional manufacturers combined. What do you want? Mom's voice cracked. Name your price. We'll give you anything. That's the problem, I said, turning to face her fully. You still think this is about money. About price. It's about vision, Mom. The vision you all mocked. My assistant interrupted. Ms. Chin? The Alibaba team is waiting for the video call. And Nike just requested an urgent meeting about full integration. Mom's eyes widened at the casual mention of global brands, companies that had stopped returning Phillips Manufacturing's calls months ago. You should go, I said, gathering my presentation materials. I have actual business to conduct. Lauren, please, she grabbed my arm. We're family. I pulled away. Family supports each other. Family listens. Family doesn't laugh when someone sees the future. As if on cue, my phone displayed another alert. Phillips Manufacturing's board had called an emergency shareholder meeting. The end was near. Mom sank into a chair, her perfect posture finally breaking. Your father will never recover from this. Like I was supposed to never recover from leaving the family business? From embarrassing the Chin name with my internet things. My assistant appeared again. Alibaba's waiting. And sir? Phillips Manufacturing's creditors are demanding immediate payment. Go home, Mom, I said, straightening my jacket. Go help Dad and Matt face their failures. I have a global empire to run. She left quietly, designer heels clicking a retreat across my modern office floor. As the door closed, my phone buzzed one final time. The board's given us 24 hours, he said, voice heavy. Accept our investment proposal or they're selling everything. Funny, I replied, how my little startup suddenly looks like a lifeline. Lauren, please. Everything I built. No, Dad. Everything you refused to build. When you rejected automation. When you laughed at e-commerce. When you chose pride over progress. Silence on the line. Then, I was wrong. Yes, you were. And now you're begging the daughter you dismissed to save you from your own stubbornness. I hung up as my assistant announced, Alibaba's online. We're streaming to their global offices. Standing at my presentation podium watching international executives gather to learn from the company built by the daughter Phillips Manufacturing rejected, I thought about that desperate investment proposal. Maybe I would accept it. Not to save them but to prove a point. To turn Phillips Manufacturing into a case study of how old thinking falls to new innovation. How a little startup becomes the giant that devours its critics. Sometimes success isn't just about proving them wrong. It's about building something so right that their laughter turns to desperate pleas. And sometimes the hobby they mocked becomes the empire they're begging to join. The day I walked into Phillips Manufacturing's boardroom to deliver my decision, it felt like entering a mausoleum. The same mahogany table where they'd laughed at my business plan. The same leather chairs where they'd dismissed automation as a fad. Dad, Mom, and Matt sat across from me, watching as my team set up a digital presentation system in their analog sanctuary. The stock ticker on my tablet showed their shares trading at pennies. The terms are simple, I began, pulling up AutoCommerce offer. We'll acquire Phillips Manufacturing's assets at market value. Your employees will be retrained for our digital operations. And the family name? Dad asked, his voice small. Will be preserved in our company museum, I replied. A reminder of what happens when you mistake innovation for ignorance. My phone buzzed. CNBC wanted an exclusive on the acquisition. Their proposed headline, AutoCommerce acquires family firm that mocked its founder. A modern David and Goliath story. The papers are ready, my lawyer announced, sliding the documents across their polished table. The same table where Mom had once patted my hand condescendingly and said, "Darling, leave the real business to your brother." As they signed, surrendering their century-old company to my little startup, I remembered other dismissive moments. Dad, e-commerce is a fad, Lauren. Real business happens on factory floors. Matt, your algorithms can't replace human experience, sis. Mom, at least your internet hobby keeps you busy. Now they watched, silent, as I signed the final page. Phillips Manufacturing was mine. The transition begins tomorrow, I announced, standing. Our tech team arrives at 9 a.m. By next week, this building will house AutoCommerce's new AI development center. You're going to destroy everything, Mom whispered. No, I corrected her. I'm going to evolve it. Like I tried to tell you 5 years ago. The next morning, I watched from my office as crews removed the Phillips Manufacturing sign. Below, my employees streamed in, young tech professionals carrying tablets instead of toolboxes, writing code instead of running assembly lines. Your brother's here, my assistant said. He's supposed to start orientation with the other transitioning employees. Matt entered, his designer suit replaced by business casual, our company dress code. The wall of screens displaying real-time global transactions made him squint. My new position. He started hesitantly. Junior operations analyst, I replied. You'll learn how modern commerce actually works. Starting from the bottom. And Dad. Non-executive consultant. He can advise on traditional manufacturing while learning why it's becoming obsolete. My phone lit up with congratulations from tech leaders worldwide. Many shared their own stories of disrupting old industries, of proving skeptics wrong. Ms. Chin. My assistant appeared. The new AutoCommerce manufacturing AI is ready for launch. And the journal wants to do a piece on digital transformation in traditional industries. I gathered my materials, feeling Matt's eyes follow me. Still think algorithms can't replace human experience? I think, he said slowly, that we were too proud to see the future when it sat across our dinner table. The launch room was packed, my team of innovators representing the future of commerce. Each one brilliant. Each one part of the revolution that had made traditional manufacturing obsolete. Welcome to the new Phillips facility. I began my presentation. Today, we start transforming a symbol of old industry into a beacon of digital innovation. In the back, I saw Dad slip in, his consultant badge a stark contrast to his former CEO status. Mom sat beside him, finally witnessing the empire their confused daughter had built. 5 years ago, this company laughed at automation, I continued. Today, we prove that the future belongs to those who embrace change instead of mocking it. The screens behind me displayed our global reach. AutoCommerce systems managing more inventory in a day than Phillips Manufacturing had in its best year. The next generation of commerce isn't about assembly lines and manual processes, I concluded. It's about algorithms, automation, and the courage to disrupt outdated thinking. That evening, I sat in my new office, formerly Dad's shrine to traditional manufacturing. The acquisition papers were framed on the wall, next to that old Forbes article about my little startup. Dad appeared in the doorway. The new systems, they're incredible. They're what I tried to show you 5 years ago, I replied. Before you decided laughter was easier than listening. He stared at the real-time data flowing across my screens. We should have seen. You should have believed, I corrected. Instead of dismissing what you didn't understand. My phone buzzed one final time, a message from Matt. Finally getting why you left. This isn't just business evolution. It's human evolution. I smiled, thinking of all their dismissive laughter. Of all the times they'd called my vision a hobby. Ms. Chin. My assistant appeared. Tomorrow's schedule includes the global launch of our new manufacturing AI. And the contractors want to know what to do with the old factory floor. I looked at Dad's precious assembly lines, at the machines he'd thought would last forever. Turn it into our innovation center, I decided. Let it remind everyone that today's joke can become tomorrow's giant.